Okay. How's it going, guys? No. Alright. Alright, chat, how are you guys doing? So today, we're gonna be doing some more perspective practice. Basically just doing the homework exercise that I said. Yo, Flopasop, how's it going? Cherry, how are you doing? Love my videos, they help you improve your art a lot. Oh, that's good to hear. Yo, Azrael, how's it going? You didn't give up on your horrible drawing? Oh, nice. Yo, Blue Rose, how's it going? And Floating Fairy, how's it going? You found a Cobblemon like mod, but for Terraria? What's Cobblemon? Is it Minecraft Pokemon? And Sog Suix, how are you doing? Alright, so yeah, the homework exercise for this week is to draw rooms, but instead of just using boxes like we did last week, now we're going to have to actually draw the details. So I think this is what I'm going to try to draw. Shouldn't be too difficult because all it really is just, you know, a box here on the side, one here up front, and then, you know, some floating in the air. Except I think the difficult thing is going to be making sure that these are proportioned correctly in proportion to the wall. Yo, that guy, how's it going? Minecraft Pokemon, but for Terraria? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we could do that at some point. Okay, let's give this a shot now. Yo, Punkims, how are you doing? Yo, Redstoniano, how's it going? So I'm gonna have to start with the horizon line, which I think I'll have to put right in the center. And then the back wall. You're surrounded by bots? What do you mean? Oh no, is the Twitch chat infested by bots? We don't have a cleanup crew there, so you'll just have to suffer through it. Oh, you have to go next class? Well, thanks for stopping by. Okay, so this back. Actually, I should probably set up the vanishing points first. So it seems like these are pretty far away. Even that might be too close. Maybe from here? Damn, how far away are these? Do you have any tips for the horizon line? Because you can't figure out where exactly to place them. It's completely up to you where you want to place it. There is no like rule for placing it. It just it determines what the scene is going to look like, or where you place the horizon line determines what the scene is going to look like. Because if you place it like really low on the page, your vanishing points always sit on the horizon line. So if you place it low, that means your vanishing points are always going to be really low. So if you want to draw a box now, vanishing points are going to be down here, meaning top of the box is there, the ground plane is over here. So we end up with a box that looks really tall. But then, if we place the horizon line up here, the vanishing points are on it, and then we draw our box from here. You can see that it looks a lot smaller because now we're looking down on it. So you have to like think about where you want to place, or what you want the composition of the scene to look like first. You got a great video idea? We take Tren and roid rage it all on Ray. I don't think that's that I mean, you kind of have a point. It would be unique content now that I think about it. Hold on, let me check the Twitch chat. What's going on there? Because actually, I never check it when I'm streaming, because I'm just randomly restreaming to Twitch.
Hello.
Oh, never mind. I see what you mean. Yeah, that actually looks ridiculous. Okay. The live critique when? Soon. I don't know, does anybody want live critiques? Because, I mean, I could do it, but I don't know if people actually want to see that. Okay, so we have the grid. Gotta place the back wall first. It's probably not going to look exactly like the reference, because if I want it to look exactly like the reference, I have to measure the angles. And that's not really that beneficial. Can I do the exaggerated perspectives? Like they look huge and bendy like fisheye. So with the exaggerated perspectives, it just depends on the focal length. Focal length is determined by the distance between vanishing points. So if I have two vanishing points and I place them like super close together and then I draw something, you can see that it already ends up like really distorted. But then if you place them really far away from each other, the image ends up looking more flat. So if you want the super exaggerated perspective, you have to set your horizon line, and then think about where to place your vanishing points. Don't place them too far away from each other. And then once you got the grid like that, you can make a super exaggerated drawing pretty easily. Do you have to graduate from medicine to be able to draw anatomy? How can you easily learn anatomy? Well, there isn't really an easy way to learn it. You just kind of have to do it. I think I'll have to make this a bit longer. I think Proko's videos are a really good place to start, because he doesn't cover everything, but he does cover like the super basics. So if you go through his videos and you memorize all the stuff that he talks about, then you've got a pretty good basis, and then from there you can do your own studies where you learn like the more specifics. You asked it like 6 months ago. I think I'll have to make this a bit longer. Still looks a bit too short. Hold on, maybe back here, because I need to have enough space to make sure that everything is proportioned correctly there. This is actually the most important step in the process, because the actual drawing the details is just time consuming. But if you get the proportions wrong initially, then you can't really fix it. Purely in terms of proportions, I think this should be fine. According to the reference at least, but I'm not sure if... Well, okay, let's try it. Okay, then in terms of height, I also need to pay attention to it. And actually, I can have a small version of the thing up there, just so that I can easily show it. So I need to pay attention to how big this is in comparison to the wall. How many of you guys in chat are actually participating in the Discord homework, by the way? The perspective is such a nightmare. It's pretty annoying. Also, another thing that you should probably do if you're doing this exercise is first mark where everything is on the floor. Kind of like a blueprint. So I'm thinking that width should be fine for that. Well, the whole thing, not just that part. But then, now I'm thinking about that, how wide that needs to be. And I'm thinking maybe that, or right there, should be fine. So then from there I can draw it back. One thing you notice is that people don't really quite notice your art no matter how much you practice the fundamentals. People just notice the visuals. Yeah. That's why you just need to keep practicing the fundamentals. Eventually, you'll be able to just get people's attention with pure fundamentals. Probably not as much as people that just make like flashy artworks. There was homework? Yeah, I've been posting homework every week in the Discord. So... Also, I need to make sure that everything actually goes to the vanishing points properly, because that was a mistake I made with a previous drawing that I did. Or well, with the example that I made for the homework. And like, it doesn't look bad, but it just looks worse than it should have. Yeah, like that. That was completely incorrect. So, just to go here. I can see that in the reference, this is like right before that point, whereas in my drawing it goes past it. So the proportions are already slightly different, which isn't that big of a deal. Perspective is the one thing you'll avoid until absolutely necessary. I mean, perspective, you kind of need it for everything, so, you know, when you say absolutely necessary, I think it's kind of absolutely necessary for everything. So there's 2 chairs. Aren't these chairs like mad high? There's no way your legs can fit there. Well, there's also the angle of this, where it's going that way in the reference, but then in mine it's going this way. So the vanishing point on the left side should have been a lot closer, like right here. Whereas in my case, I placed it over here. So like, that's, again, not exactly wrong, but it just creates a different looking image. Draw your profile picture. I mean, if you donate like 20 bucks, I'll do it. Let's see. Might be a bit too wide, so do it like that. I think they're kind of squarish. So that should be good. You need to learn fundamentals, you just wing it when you draw and it isn't very good. If you do like 30 minutes of fundamental practice every day, you'll start to notice a huge improvement. So it's not that difficult to get into it. But yeah, it will help your drawings look way better. At that point, sit on the computer. Or sit on the counter. Guess I'll just follow that for now. Okay, and then in terms of height, they're like, yeah, like right up against it. Yeah, I've actually gotten so much better at drawing straight lines ever since we started practicing on these backgrounds. So let's see. That goes there, that's there, so center is right there, and then the oven should be about that wide probably. Then we have that part of the wall, which is pretty small actually. Something you also need to pay attention to when you're doing this is that things are a lot smaller than you would usually think they are. Do that, and then it's so annoying when things are super close to the horizon line because they become really flat, and then your lines have to be extremely precise for them to be in the right spots, because this thing is like right above that, but I need to know where it touches the wall to be able to place it. And then because it's so close to the horizon line, this top plane is super small, so it's really hard to actually place it. You simply wish to unhear that perspective is needed for everything. Yeah, I wish it wasn't so, but okay, so we have that. I'm not exactly sure where this is touching the wall. Seems to be like right next to that, and then there's a huge gap on this side, so maybe like right here. Maybe a little smaller because it does look pretty thin. You're wondering if it's a universal artist experience to subconsciously rotate the entire canvas just to perfectly draw that one line. Yeah, I do that pretty often as well. I try not to do it when I'm setting up the perspective because I need to know like how everything is oriented. But as soon as I have to draw the actual things, then I'll start rotating it. I think this thing is too wide. Try to learn perspective, but whenever you watch a video, it just goes in one ear and out the other. Don't know why it's so hard to learn. Maybe you should try a book instead of watching a video, because with videos the information does go by pretty quickly. And I mean, you can pause it, but if you're not doing that, then it is really hard to follow. So I suggest just try picking up a book. How do you know if your cubes are correctly drawn in perspective if the vanishing points are way beyond the boundaries of the drawing? Well, yeah, you do get better at seeing that the more you train your intuition. And there is no surefire way to know whether they are correctly drawn in perspective if the vanishing points aren't on the page. I guess what you can do is just I guess place your finger like outside of the boundary and then grab a ruler and use that ruler to measure if the lines are drawn correctly. Yeah, this looks super wide compared to that, and this one also bulges out or protrudes a bit more, which terms of proportions, that's about... Yeah, it's a bit more than that. So either I'll have to make this thinner. Yeah, that's fine. And this one might also be too wide. Yeah, those are definitely not converging correctly. I think this one is going off that way and then that one's going that way. Man, it's so hard to make this stuff like perfectly straight. Okay, and then we'll do that. CO. Hold on. Okay. So we have this. Then okay, and then I guess there's a tilted front plane to it, or inclined. Which probably extends like back there. Okay. Then there's also the issue that I'm barely seeing like part of the bottom plane there, but then a lot more there. So that one has to go that way, that one goes that way, and then... And there's the Discord, yeah. I think Nightbot occasionally links it. Yo, Killer Cam. How's it going? Foot Cam. Let's see, so this looks to be about that far away from the wall. Goes up pretty high. There we go. Yo, me, myself. It has been a long while, man. How's it going? Where have you been? We thought you died. Yo, Fat Chocobo, how are you doing? I'll have to get get rid of that just for a second, and then that shelf in the back there. I can barely follow my own like perspective guidelines. Okay, but I think that's pretty much everything I need. How many people are in YouTube chat? We got almost 50 viewers in the stream. In terms of who's in chat, or who's actually actively chatting, probably like 6 or 7 people. Let's see. And I guess there's also those like flower pots in the back there. These are super annoying shapes. And I also don't think I left enough space here. Well, maybe I did, because it doesn't look that big. So that should be fine. Alright, we got the room. And now I actually have to draw everything. College has you on your knees for the collar. So surviving? Oh, that's good there. Yeah, we played Lethal Company a couple weeks ago with people from the Discord. Would have been cool if you were there too. Extra 2 viewers from Twitch. Is this the anatomy of perspective? Yes, actually. Oh my god, I can't tell what I did here. Hold on, so that line goes up, so there. I'll draw the like entire countertop first, and then I'll do all of the other stuff. I actually can't tell what's happening here. It looks like this thing just extends really far past it. And I did not take that into consideration. Man, I could use some rehydration right now. Maybe if the richest person in chat would help us out. Oh, there we go. Rehydrate, chat. You were mid-boss battle. What's more important, man? Rehydration or winning the boss fight? Yeah, I'm not doing that freehand. That's stupid.
And what's up with these little comments in the margins? Optimal bounce vectors? Show them titties? Are you serious?
Killer Cam with the $1. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Optimal bounce vectors. That's a pretty important thing to study too. Especially when it comes to animation. Okay. Oh, this is a really long line. There's no way I can draw that. So it's touching there. So from there, I'm gonna have to draw it all the way over here. Okay. And this one, yeah, it touches there. So from there, I'm gonna have to draw it going that way. So for the people participating in our animation contest, how far along are you guys? Are you on schedule? Because there's still 1.5 months left. I think pretty soon we'll also have to do like a different contest, because I think we're at like 8,700 members in the Discord now, so when we reach 10k we might have to do something for that. Do I like studying more or drawing more after all, or drawing more after all these years? I think I probably enjoy the studying aspect a bit more than the actual drawing part. Because I like the idea of constantly improving and then seeing the other stuff that you can do eventually. All just in anticipation of what I'm going to be able to do in the future. Yo, 6. How's it going? Oh, you've got Repo? Yeah, we were planning to play Repo with the Discord at some point. You have the idea, but only have the concept of the first frame. Oh, good luck. I think this might actually be like right in the center. Do I enjoy the painting process? Hell no. I'm not a huge fan of painting. I like the drawing aspect way more. Which is why like most of my stuff is also cell shaded, because it means I don't have to paint. Oh, school vacation starts on Saturday? How long does it last? Actually, I think it's a 2-week vacation, probably. Yo, Mr. Gato. He'll do his homework tonight. Find comfort within the stress to try and keep everything in place with their respective sizes. As soon as you've got the sizes down, it actually does become... it does become kind of zen, because you can just place everything. Probably need to do some like specific studying of windows and like the window frames, because all these different forms are just kind of annoying. Two weeks? Okay, in that case, I don't think we can do it this Saturday, but then the next one probably. Or actually, well, it doesn't even have to be a Saturday, technically. We could also do it on Sunday. But I guess we'll just have to see. Your animation will last 3 minutes and it's 12 FPS. How are you going to get that finished in 1.5 months? There's no way. I'm doing SketchUp interior design in a drawing app. Oh, now that I'm drawing this window, that reminds me, there's a spider on my window frame. And like, it's a pretty big one and I can't get rid of it. And like whenever I open my window, sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. So like in the reference, you can't really see the other side. Hold on, I think if I do that and then do that. Yeah, so that's definitely not half where I place this. I'd have to move this. Okay, so when dealing with these like extruding planes, I have to actually draw them Because just guessing where the center is probably not going to, well, at least for now, it's probably not going to happen. You're going to speedrun it. Draw the spider as an Easter egg. Dude, I hate spiders. They can stay in, like... If they stay in their own little area, I'm fine with it. But if it's, like, on my window and I want to open my window, that's not cool, man. Yeah, it's also not really centered. Oh my god. I'm living in the spider's house now. How come we haven't, like, made mosquitoes go extinct yet? Surely we have the ability to do so, right? Just remember that, because it's starting to become summer again. Chad, what's your favorite season? Yeah, well, this line is all kinds of messed up. The world government is controlled by mosquitoes in a human robot suit. Because most of, or some of them are pollinators and really help us, but sadly the most notorious ones are the bloodsuckers. What if we just kill those? Or what if we replace them with other ones that don't do that? Fuck, I should have become a biologist, so I could have actually made that become true. Oh, Jesus. Now the actual bots are on Twitch. You got 4 summers where you live? Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah, summer is my least favorite season. I think fall and spring, well, at least the first part of spring is pretty cool. I think winter is probably my favorite one as well. Summer just sucks. There's literally nothing good about summer. Why'd you get 110 likes on the post from yesterday? That's that's a miracle. I don't think these are actually vertical. Yes, they are. Are these? Yeah. Tropical countries moment. Yeah, I don't understand how people can live there. And then a lot of them don't have air conditioning either. Like, that sounds awful. To where you live, or you live right on the equator, so there's no seasons, just change of temperature and more raining. That actually doesn't sound too bad. I think I placed this a bit too high, because if I'm looking right there, there's a gap. And then also, if you're drawing stuff like this, you kind of have to think about how these line up so that you can actually place them in the correct spots. I like the weather as it is now, not too hot. Easily possible to go outside without a jacket, occasional rain. Yeah, now this is actually really good. Next month, though, next month is going to be horrible, man. Well, I guess from next month onward, it's going to be horrible. What do I have to say for all the homies who just draw their characters in a white void? Keep it up. Doing God's work. Yo, what is this? They got a book called Hummus Bros. Nah. Looking for veggies. Oh my god. Oh yeah, you did say you were going to Spain. How do I usually approach things that go off/past the horizon line? Past the horizon line. I'm assuming you mean like past or off the page? Or do you mean like an object starts below here and then it goes up and ends up there? So if there was like a box like that, for example. Okay, let me draw the oven. Maybe you can learn the basics from Minka. Yo, Slick Pine. How's it going? Like a vanishing point that would start off the page. So in that case, the best thing you can do is just draw a... well, you start with the horizon line, and then you kind of keep track of where you want to place it. So in this case, I have a vanishing point that's like over here. So I guess I can put my finger at that spot, and then from there I can draw lines coming from it to create a grid. And then once you have that grid, you just need to draw lines following the grid. That makes learning drawing easier and more enjoyable. Oh, nice. Happy to hear that. So that... goes there, and then this is where the flower pots are. Oh, you're about to start the homework? Alright, good. Slick Pine is actually one of the people that does the homework, unlike, you know, the other 900 people. guess now I have to place the chairs. I kind of wanted to avoid that for as long as I could. Helps you a lot because you thought you were placing your horizon line wrong. Oh, it's good to hear. Good I could help. Yo, Pedro just joined the Discord server. What's that about the animation contest? I think I posted about it in server announcements, but there's also a channel specifically made for the animation contest. So if you check that out, you can see the rules for it. But it's basically animation contest. Just make an animation, and then deadline is May 31st. And then whoever has the best animation as judged by the judges will win. Alright, Floating Fairy. Thanks for stopping by. Don't be the disappointment that does not do the homework. Be the disappointment that does it and fails. Words to live by. Yeah, good night, Floating Fairy. Homework, what did you miss while you were in the void? Yeah, I started posting homework for people to do every single week. We started at the start of March, so we're like 6 homework exercises deep now. This, what I'm doing right now, this is actually the homework for this week, where you have to draw a room with, you know, all the details. Homework for last week was to draw a room using just boxes. Oh, right, I still need to fix the Discord thing. It's so weird that it doesn't work. Maybe I didn't save it. But yeah, if you want to see the homework, there's if you check out the daily art practice forum, you can see it. I still have the disappointment roll. Yeah, I mean, it's a team effort. You know, if one person in the class messes up, everybody messes up. Where do you find the old homework? It's if you check the daily art practice forum, you can see all of the exercises there. This is a super weird chair. By the end of this week, I also kind of want to get faster at drawing these backgrounds. Because I said the main goal is to practice proportions, which it still is. But also getting more comfortable drawing these things so you can do them faster is also kind of an important goal, at least for like practicing more efficiently. Yeah, the animation contest is in the Discord. Hmm. Uh, so my chairs are placed incorrectly, but there's a huge gap between the wall and that, or and this chair. Because like right here, you can see that they overlap. But with the way I've drawn it, it ends right there. And that's because it's super close to the wall in this case. And I think that might be because I made them too wide. Man, it's like so many small things that you only end up noticing after you've already drawn everything. Don't think you'll have the animation done by the day of the deadline, but as long as you finish it, you'll post it. Yeah, like if you don't finish it in time, I don't think we can use it for the contest. But yeah, you can still post it.
Rehydrate!
Rehydrate, chat. So this one. Okay. Let's see. So now the horizontal thing. Oh my god, I'm finally done with the chairs. Okay, so then for the wall, it's more like a personal project, so that's more meaning than just fight scenes. Okay, yeah, that's I've seen a lot of people are also participating in the contest specifically for just you know, personal projects, not really for the victory. Okay. So I'll have to draw all the stuff that's on the counter. I kind of don't want to do that. That's a lot of stuff, man. I'll draw the books. Yo, pitch is ours. How's it going? Yeah, I kind of I forgot I was doing the details and not just boxes. This might actually be kind of difficult. I think one of these days I also need to do a stream where I'm going through some perspective books. Like Frame Perspective is a pretty good one. But I think covering those books on stream and then just doing the exercises in the books and like going over how all that stuff works, I think that would be pretty fun to do on stream as well. Math homework is eating you up. The Hummus Bros book is about old Mediterranean cuisine. Okay. Maybe I do have to follow this. Actually, should be slightly lower than that. Wait a second. So the bottom surface is barely visible. I don't know why I said this as an exercise, man. This is ridiculous. Yo, Panitha, how's it going? This music's making you wonder if everything at the end of life is just a box. And then we'll place one shelf there, and the other one has to go over there. Man, I can already feel that my arm is... like, it's getting tired of drawing these lines. Of drawing these straight lines. Because the curved lines are one thing. And, like, they're also pretty difficult. But with these straight lines... it's like you start off being able to do it pretty easily, but then... after an hour of drawing them, starts getting a lot harder. I'm doing pretty good, Panitha. Let's see, I need to draw. I don't think I'm gonna draw the blinds, that's a bit too much. We got a sink over here, which you can barely see. So I think... I'll just draw the tap and then... we're good with this. It's a good thing that everything is at like 90 degrees of each other, so you don't have to bother with different vanishing points. Yeah, everything in this image is following 2 vanishing points. Well, yeah, everything except for the chairs, I guess, because one of them looks like it's kind of rotated, maybe a little bit, but it's hard to tell. And I guess the laptop is at a different rotation. But for the most part, everything is going to the same vanishing points. Okay. Probably would have joined my channel if you weren't a teenager. I mean, just watching is already plenty of support. Let's see. So we got that. That. I guess I'll have to draw some of the stuff that's on the counter over here. For one of these, I'm gonna have to use stuff from, or I should probably use stuff from like, or backgrounds from the Comics Wave films, like Your Name and Weathering with You, because that would be a pretty good way to get used to stylization for drawing backgrounds. Do I read light novels? I've actually been reading the Mushoku Tensei light novels. I'm on volume 17 right now. And like so far, I'm actually really liking it. The season 3 for Mushoku Tensei is gonna be godlike. Like there's so much cool stuff that happens in the next couple of volumes. And then I guess after that I want to read No Game No Life. Because like it sucks that they haven't continued the anime for that. No Game No Life is so good. Yo, Madara, someone hacked your account. It's your own responsibility, man. I'm sorry. Where do I read a light novel? I've got it on my Kindle. I guess I'll need to draw the coffee machine as well. This thing's gonna be mad annoying to draw though. Especially because I've never drawn one. So it might be kind of hard to get the proportions and stuff right when I don't even know what I'm drawing. No Game No Life, haven't heard that name in years. Man, that's the sad part. It's like one of the best anime that exists, man. And then freaking Madhouse makes like 4 seasons of Overlord, which I mean, you know, I like Overlord as well, but come on. Didn't I have an art teaching book a while ago? I did not. Do you like how every April Fool's Day you always see a No Game No Life season 2? Highly recommend reading 86. Yeah, that's 86 is also on my list because I did watch the anime of that, and like the anime is great. Loved it. So I definitely want to read the light novels as well. You've been busy with schoolwork that you don't have time to practice. Any tips to help? Well, the time you usually go to bed. I would suggest staying up like half an hour later to just practice drawing. Because like there isn't really a way to yeah, I definitely made this thing way too wide. There isn't really a way to practice if you don't have time. So the best thing you can do is just make time. Yeah, that's so crazy. I thought I got the proportions more or less right, but I guess not. What about a Keurig or air fryer? Overlord is goated, top tier isekai slop. I do enjoy watching Overlord, or like sometimes just having it on in the background while I'm drawing. I think it's great for that. Alright, good night, Madara. Also, if we're already talking about books, I've also been wanting to read the Dune books, because like last year I was reading, or well, I wasn't reading, but I listened to the audiobook for the Three Body Problem, or I guess Remembrance of Earth's Past, and that got me into like the whole sci-fi shtick. So then I started looking for other ones, and then apparently Dune is one that people always recommend, as well as Adrian Tchaikovsky's like Children of Time series. You've never watched Overlord? Is it good? It's pretty enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's like really good, but you can definitely get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Do Robots Dream of Electric Sheep is supposedly a good book. That's what the Blade Runner movies were based on. Ah, yeah, I've never heard of that. Of that book, but I'll keep it in mind. And then I think I'm almost done with this. I think there's two lamps hanging from the ceiling. One's like right there, the other one's in the middle. Yeah, I haven't read it, so don't hold you to that. So if they made a book or if they made a movie out of it, then surely there has to be something to it. It's New Year in India according to the Bengali calendar. Oh, well then Happy New Year, I guess. Oh yeah, speaking of light novels, one series that I actually really want to read, I just remembered that, is the A Certain series. A Certain Magical Index, well, I guess a Certain Scientific Railgun is a manga, not a light novel. But yeah, I do want to read A Certain Magical Index, because like supposedly that series is really good. Have seen the animes, but like people were also saying that season 3 of the anime kind of skipped a lot of stuff. So yeah, I kind of want to see what that's all about. Oh, Monkey Milk, you switched to Twitch. Yeah, that's actually the first time I've heard somebody say that they prefer Twitch's video player to YouTube's. There we go. And that took a while. And I'm actually really upset about how the coffee machine looks. Oh, it's too small in theater mode. There is actually a lot of stuff that YouTube needs to start doing streaming-wise, or that they just need to copy from Twitch when it comes to streaming, like channel points would be a good start. Alright, there we go. So that took almost 2 hours. Alright, pitch is ours. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. I remember when Twitch didn't allow art stream, so everyone was using Picardo. I don't remember that. What? That's crazy. I do remember when Twitch had the, like, artful nudity thing that they did, or when they changed their terms of service about that, and then everybody was abusing it. Alright, chat. I think that's where I'm going to end it today. Yeah, hold on, I should probably pull up that image as well. There is still a lot of other stuff in this image that I could have drawn, like those flowers. I also need to, or plants, not flowers. But there is also, yeah, I probably need to practice these things like separately to be able to do them right, because knowing like all the different leaf shapes and stuff, that's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Not sure when the next stream is going to be, maybe on Thursday, we'll see about that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and then I guess I will catch you all next time. Don't forget to join the Discord if you're not already in there. But yeah, have a good night.